Alright guys, bringing something a bit different here today. We're doing a dual commentary, in fact, with my Scottish friend, Mr. Monkey the One. Hello, sir.
Hello, how you doing, Maxwell?
I'm doing good, and we're going to be talking about a very, well, is it a popular game yet? Is it known, Warz? Does anyone know about it, or is it just you telling me it's going to be amazing?
Nah, Warz is definite. I think they've got about 500k beta code slots already.
Jesus.
You know, they've already ordered that many, so it's going to be a popular game.
Jesus, man. Anyway, yeah, we're going to be talking about what is their Warz. If you're a DayZ fan, particular, stay tuned for this video. Before we get into that, I'd like to say thank you to the persons that give me, basically a Skype recording software to record this commentary with, Mr. Callburner. I'll stick their link in the description. It's hard to find a good Skype recorder, and I found one finally, so link in the description. By the way, I didn't have to say that. They just gave me a coupon, so don't be like, you're a sellout, Maxwell. You're a big fat sellout, okay? Anyway, I'm going off track here. So, Monk, what is Warz? Explain to the audience, what the fuck is Warz?
Well, basically, Warz is going to be an open-world zombie survival apocalypse third-person, first-person shooter from hell.
Right.
And it's basically based around Colorado, in the map in America.
Oh, so it's in Colorado. Okay.
It's basically just going to. People say it's going to be kind of like DayZ. I tend to disagree. It's going to. It's going to be a lot better, in my opinion.
So it's not a big rip-off of DayZ, then, is that what you're saying?
Nah, this game's been in development for 3 years.
Well, what's with the name, then? Why is the name so similar?
Well, Warz, basically, when Warz were looking, before the company was looking for the name, they had quite a lot. They had, like, World of Z, War of Zombies, blah, blah, blah. One of them was even DayZ. When DayZ was released, they basically had to come up with a name fast before, everyone started jumping on the bandwagon of a zombie apocalypse game. Because looking at it, and I was saying to Crooked Gaming as well, Jay, who you all probably know from Maxwell.
Yes.
He was saying as well that there's a big space in the market for an open survival zombie apocalypse.
Definitely.
I mean, you've got like Dead Island, Left 4 Dead 2. They're not up to par to like an open world zombie game.
I agree. A Fallout Zombies is what we were basically saying needs to happen.
I think so, yeah.
By the way, guys, there's no gameplay in the background because the game's obviously not out, so it's going to be a lot of pictures. There's a shit ton of pictures, isn't there, Monk? So you can go to the website and check that out. Am I right?
Yeah, there's a lot on the website and on the forum, yeah.
Okay, good shit. So, tell me this. One thing that DayZ, I don't know if it's not that important to me, but it's important to some people. Does it have a storyline at all?
Well, Warz, it's not going to have a storyline as exactly. There's going to be a game telling you to go to one place and talk to this person and bone this zombie. It's basically going to be a player-ridden game where the player can basically define the story for themselves. So you're going to have players in the game who are going to go out and you obviously try and get the best guns. There's going to be players who are going to try and control territories. There's going to be people who are going to be able to rent their own server, so they're going to become dictators of that server. So when people come into the server, they're all going to be open. Other people are going to try and take over this dictator's place where he's got like a camp set up. So just it depends on what player's going to be in the game, depending on how the story is going to be driven.
I'll just set up one and call it Libya and call myself Colonel Gaddafi.
Maxwell O'Gaffey.
Anyway, talking on the map and stuff, how big is this map? Is it as big as the mighty DayZ map?
The Warz map, the very first one that's going to be coming out, isn't going to be as big as DayZ. It's going to be slightly smaller. DayZ is about 250 kilometers.
Yes.
But the Warz one is set in Colorado, if you didn't hear before, and it's going to be slightly smaller than that, yeah.
Well, guys, sorry about me. A lot of you, maybe Warz fanboys, if there is any out there just yet, are really like, stop comparing it to DayZ. Guys, the reason I'm comparing it to DayZ is because on paper it looks like a similar game. It came out at a similar time, and that's what most people in the community are doing at the minute, and it's easier just to compare them, alright? Because everyone knows what DayZ is. So, how many people can be on one server, or is that not decided yet?
Well, basically, like I was saying before, the servers are going to be able. You're going to be able to rent your own servers. So it's going to be a lot easier than, because I know you guys were trying to rent your own server for DayZ. And you were trying to do the straight in bed and the hassle you had with that. So the Warz developers are trying to think of a program where you can rent your own server, run it yourself, and it's going to be a plain simple. You pay a certain amount a month, and you can change the size of servers. So you're going to get servers that are 70 man, 60 man, 120 man. It just depends on what server you have. You enter to.
I think you already answered this earlier. Where is it? It's in Colorado, right?
It's in Colorado, America.
What is it? I don't have a clue. I've never been to Colorado. Is that going to be like a similar landscape to DayZ? Is it going to be? Is that in South America? Is that going to be like deserty, or is that going to be foresty?
No, it's going.
What is it?
The developers looked at Colorado, so there's going to be some. It's not going to be the exact same as Colorado. There's going to be different
parts of the maps. They're going to be like on DayZ, like just the same as DayZ. Always, like you said, going back to it. There's going to be towns, settlements. There's also going to be like woodlands. There's going to be open fields where you'll be able to see people far away. But that's just the first map. Looking on the forums, people are saying, will there be any other maps released for Warz? And there's been talk of maps released for DLC, like New York, London, Paris. So there's going to be a lot more. I personally want to see like China.
That would be awesome. Why there hasn't been any games done in China? Weirdly enough, like I wanted to see a GTA China or something like that. But we're going way off topic. So on to the next question. So can we have custom characters, or is it just like a set character for everyone, like in DayZ? Well,
the characters, they're basically they're kind of like a mix and match. So there's going to be a set amount of heads, chest, legs. You mix and match to choose. So like a guy with a beard, a guy with a blah blah blah, this and that. And you can mix and match them, but at the same time, there's also going to be a feature in the game where you can spend real life money if you want to add different things to your map. So your character, so you're going to have things like masks, different hats, different things like that people will spend money to make their character look different from the rest.
So can you have different traits for someone? So is there no ability to have so say your character's better than melee than he is with guns, or is there any of that sort of thing going on? Almost like
it's the developers are trying to make it as realistic as possible.
So you wouldn't do that,
so see how like in, say for example Skyrim, like, oh, I'm better at magic than you, blah blah blah. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be realistic things like the more you run, the better you're going to be at running without.
The better stamina you're going to get. The more you use melees.
The more you use a gun, the better. Right at the start of the game, obviously, it's going to be set where you're not going to be a military expert, so you're going to be able to shoot crap with guns. But the more you use it, the better you get with them and things like that. So it's going to be like a skill tree system, and it's going to be a lot better.
Yeah, I think that sounds awesome. And talking of guns, like what kind of are we going to have? The usual guns in here: sniper rifles, shotguns, machine pistols, all that good stuff. Is that going to be in there? Yeah.
Yeah, they're the big range of guns that are listed in the forums, and basically it goes down. You've got your melee weapons, like going back to DayZ again. DayZ, how many melee weapons do you got?
There wasn't many at all, no.
There wasn't. So in this one, they're looking to be like basketball.
See, that's something I was going to ask. Sorry to interrupt you here, but can you just, like, I want a game where I can just pick up anything on the floor and use that as a melee weapon. Like, will I be able to do that? Will it be that in depth?
I don't think it's going to be that in depth. No, it's going to have a lot more in way melee combat. Like baseball bats, crowbars, the same old like axe and things. Other weapons, you're obviously going to have your handguns, machine guns, sniper rifles. There's going to be like things like mines, grenade launchers. So you can make your own traps with the zombies as well. It's not just your simple like in DayZ or shoot the zombie. Because basically looking at DayZ, as soon as you've got a gun, you've won the game, really, haven't you?
Exactly.
The zombies aren't a threat anymore.
One thing that DayZ lacked for me is the ability to almost make a base where I was safe. Almost like build walls around me and all. And you can't even board off a door in a building. So are you going to be able to make your own little fortress, your own little camp from scratch in Warz, or is it almost like DayZ where you have nowhere really to camp up?
Yeah, but I mean, in the forums, I keep going back to the forums because it's basically where all the conversation happens, but on the forums, a lot of the users on there have been talking about they want it to be customised so where they can find a place in the map that they can call their place.
Exactly.
And the developers have come back and says that they're working on a feature where instead of like in DayZ, you can put down a camp, oh wow, whoop-de-doo. In Warz, they're going to be able to, customise your own place. So you could take over an abandoned hut and fortify it with yourself. I'm not exactly sure how because I'm just reading up on the forums, but looking up why the developer's saying it's going to sound like you're going to collect materials and build on this hut so that you and your friends can spend the day going out, gathering planks of wood, making the hut more stable, and then making it bigger, making you so you have a place where you can keep all your things and more secure and things like that. So I think there's definitely going to be a feature where you can build your own base as such.
That's brilliant because in DayZ all you could do is put a tent down and you had no protection around you at all. It was really annoying. So that would give you more dimension to the game. Go out and build your own fortress and stuff, and more time to kill basically. So let's move on to a couple of simple questions. More comparisons to DayZ. In DayZ you could run forever. You were like a Black Kenyan man, you never ran out of steam. Is that going to be the case in Warz, or is it going to be slightly more realistic?
Yeah, it's going to be, like I said before, it's going to be realistic in the fact that obviously the more you run, the better you're going to be at running. But right at the start, you're going to be like an unhealthy guy that's just come out of his bedroom and found a zombie apocalypse,
How hard is it to kill zombies? Because in DayZ, you get a gun, one shot, they're down, unless you have a crappy Makarov. Is it going to be difficult to kill zombies? You know, or is it always pretty easy?
The zombies are going to be, you know, like the zombies in the movies, like obviously like Shaun of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead thing. Yep. It's going to be like destroying the head or removing the brain.
Okay. So you can't just shoot them in the chest then, like in
well, you can shoot them in the chest, but basically what it's going to do, it's either going to slow them down, knock them down, but they're actually going to get back up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So there's different things. I mean, I read as well that you're going to be able to like burn them.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Them,
yeah.
Removing the head, destroying the brain. So basically just simple, you know. Yeah. Real life zombies, you know.
Yeah. is that a wee dig at Daisy there?
Instead of the glitchy zombies that fly through walls and shit, yeah.
Is there going to be like big hordes of them and all chasing you like there is in Daisy if you make too much noise? You know, Daisy had this feature where zombies could detect a gunshot and they'd all come out of nowhere and they'd chase you. So, you know, is that going to happen in Warzy?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on Warz pictures that Max will be showing in this video, you'll be able to see by some of the HUDs, is it the HUDs or the HUDs?
Yeah.
The HUDs, that basically on your screen, you're going to have, like, in the same with Daisy, you've got the little ear with the bar, and then you've got the little eye with the bar.
Yeah.
So basically, sounds can attract them, noise can attract them, things like that will be able to attract the zombies. And looking at the screenshots, it does look like there's going to be hordes, but there's no.
Hordes are fun. Hordes are fun.
Exactly. It's going to be. Well, I mean, looking at ones, me and you going up to a zombie, Maxwell. Come on.
Yeah.
It's going to be easy to take it down.
Yeah, we'll take it down, no problem.
Exactly. But you see a horde, you're going to be like, shit.
Yeah, exactly. So, listen, man. Thanks for coming on. A couple of the question everyone's asking right now before we end it. How much is it, and when is it going to be out?
Well, looking at the estimated prices, it says it's going to be around about $30. So what you're talking about, £25.
Yep.
It's going to be a full game. It's not going to be a mod. It's going to be a full game, and it's due to be released the end of fall.
All right. Well, a quick little message if the Daisy developers listen to this. Listen, hit us up with 2 beta codes. Come on, we'll do more videos for you. Anything for 2 beta codes for this game. Mug, any last words before we end this?
Just guys, what's probably best to do if you want to keep up with the more recent actions, definitely have a look on the Warz Facebook, and have a look on the forums. Definitely, I'm not slagging off Daisy, but I'm 100% sure this game is going to wipe it out of the water.
All right, good shit. And developers, you know where I am, guys. Guys, thanks for coming on, Mug. His link will be in the description. Callburner's link will be in the description, and the Warzy website link will be in the description. 3 links. See you all later.